Hello there, this is a very short follow-up video to my memories of working at the Doctor Who experience, because I uploaded that video earlier and I just thought, bloody hell, I missed out, the wonderful, how I got to work there, the wonderful opportunity I was given. So once again, there was another lovely man, which I won't mention names just for, YouTube and all that, but I walked into the Doctor Who experience and I said to the man behind the counter, I said, I just wondered if there's any jobs going available. And he looked at me and he said, well, hold on. He said, we're doing the interviews in about an hour's time, but do you want to come through now? And if he's looking at this, he'll probably say, oh, that's quite a good impression of me. But yeah, he gave me the job an hour before the interviews had began. So that was a brilliant chance meeting. And what else? There was something else I wanted to say. I think it was along the lines of, I was told by, the person who was please and thank you man, that he said to me, he said, if any of the props ever need altering or moving, you think they might look a bit better in certain position, just go ahead. So obviously I couldn't resist playing around with the what are they called, the wartime Daleks, respectfully of course, but literally just got a chance to move them around, position them in more threatening kind of ways, or just if they'd been moved by somebody, just correct them. So it was great just to be given the trust to be able to touch these props respectfully, because obviously I'm a fan, so I'm going to touch them respectfully. And so it was great to be given that excuse to be able to do that. I may have mentioned this in the previous video. I was up a ladder repairing the TARDIS to the experience. The TARDIS that actually lands in the experience, we had to get up, and I think we had to repair part of the light. So that was great, just getting up there and having a step ladder up to the top of the TARDIS. That was cool. But it was just genuinely a brilliant place to work, standing on the edge of the actual TARDIS whilst the customers are in having their experience, because obviously you did this thing every day, so you would sometimes find your own little corner to go so they would enjoy their experience. So yeah, great to think you could find a little corner inside the TARDIS as all hell's breaking loose. That was great. I suppose the most boring shift that everybody said was the cloakroom shift. Hardly anybody used the cloakroom. Not many people wear cloaks, unless you're Jon Pertwee. Yeah, not many people wear cloaks, not many people put coats in. So that was kind of the most boring shift, because you were literally just sat in there. You were allowed to read a book, and there was usually a Doctor Who encyclopedia on standby that you could flick through. Is that working? Yes, there we go. I thought I'd pressed pause. At the beginning of the experience, there was the crack in the wall, and you had a certain time to make sure that everybody got through the wall in time. And sometimes you would get dawdlers, so it was that kind of panic. Sometimes we'd have a panic where the wall would start to come down, and you'd like, can you move? Can you move? Obviously, we never panicked, but inside there was that panic, because of course we had our radios as well, so someone would always radio you that someone was dawdling by the closing of the basically the crack in reality. Basically you had to get the dawdlers out, because that door was shutting. A lot of lunch breaks were kind of spent talking to the shop staff, and then of course you'd kind of look at all the merchandise and think, shall I get that? Shall I? I think I bought a few things, but I never did get a baked bean Dalek. They used to call them the baked bean Daleks. They were the Paradigm Daleks, and they were the orange ones. So I never got a baked bean Dalek, and still to this day I don't own a baked bean Dalek. I suppose whilst we're on the subject of Daleks, if you don't know it, check out, there's a group called the Paradigm. Anyway, they've designed, probably years ago, but they've designed an ambassador Dalek, and it looked absolutely amazing. It looks absolutely amazing. Have that in the show, because it's brilliant. The whole idea of an ambassador Dalek is it's a lot more softly spoken, it looks more elegant, and it's there to kind of almost trick you into doing what the Daleks want. Basically, if all battle strategies fail, it's kind of Ambassador Dalek. The softer, gentler nature. Don't trust them. A Dalek is always a Dalek. And yes, that was it. I noticed the gaffer tape from David Tennant's TARDIS seat had gone missing, so I was allowed to recreate that as well, which was brilliant. I was really chuffed about that. I looked at the photos, weathered the gaffer tape, made sure it was the same little amount of strips that were on David Tennant's chair. So that may have been there until the last days of its run, because no one would have known that wasn't the genuine gaffer tape, And then there was the throne from one of the Christmas episodes. There was a little ball that was missing on the other side, and I was allowed to repair that. So yeah, I don't know if it's the left or right ball. I would know because it's on Facebook, but I don't remember. The left or right ball was made by me. It looked good. It did look good. Yeah, that probably stayed with the experience when it moved on, and no one would really know that wasn't the genuine ball. Right, I think that that really that really is it. Thanks for watching. These are memory videos, so it's mainly because I don't want to forget these things, but at the same time, if you find it interesting, brilliant. This is YouTube. It's all about you watching. If you find it interesting, brilliant. If you don't, there's not much I can say, is there really? I can say less so you don't get bored. Anyway, take care, look after yourselves, and I'll see you soon.